What's going on, Jeromes? So I swear to everything that's holy, the Vikings are the absolute kings of the late Friday afternoon / dinner time news break. They're just so good. I mean, if I was a beat writer for this team, I would be flipping so many tables because, it's Friday night, maybe a little bit of happy hour action. Maybe you're having dinner with the family, and then all of a sudden, anyways, Vikings. The team hasn't officially announced it, but the XFL actually breaking some news as they tweeted out. Jordan Ta'amu signs NFL contract with the Vikings, XFL to NFL, blah, blah, blah. Now, Ta'amu did have a tryout with the Vikings a couple of weeks ago, and like we said at the time, just because they didn't sign him doesn't mean that Kwesi won't circle back, and they did ink a fourth quarterback. And it has been a little bit odd where the Vikings have been rolling with three quarterbacks in training camp on the 90. Most teams have four. I don't know if this says anything about how they feel about the future viability of Jaren Hall, or maybe it just makes sense to have a couple of young potential arms on the rooster. So either way, waiting on official word, but Jordan Ta'amu looks like he is going to be inking up with the Vikings ahead of their, he probably only has a week. Given joint practice with the Cardinals and then the final preseason game next Saturday. Background, Jordan Ta'amu, 25 years young, about 3 months older than Jaren Hall. He's 6'3", 214, played his college ball at Ole Miss. And for the Rebels, his senior season 2018, he threw for 3,918 yards, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. The Rebels did go 5-7. He also ran for 342 yards and 6 touchdowns. Here's what I don't like about college stats is that they count sacks as negative yardage in rushing. It's really dumb, but it's whatever. And Ta'amu bounced around from the Texans, the Chiefs, the Lions, the Chiefs, the Lions, the Commies, the Panthers as a camp body or on the practice squad. So I've been around. Also was on the St. Louis Battlehawks squad in 2020, the USFL's Tampa Bay Bandits in 2022, where he led the league in touchdowns and passing yards. And then this year, with the XFL DC Defenders, threw for 1,878 yards, 14 touchdowns, 3 picks, a whopping 13.2 yards per attempt. Also, his guy Lucky Jackson, also on the Vikings. Abram Smith, his run back, is also on the Vikings. It's beautiful. Tom also ran for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground as well. And he does have an NFL arm. He does have a sturdy frame. He can make all of the throws. He can move, as evidenced by his numbers, but he's not necessarily a runner. It's sort of like Jaren Hall, where he's a quarterback who can run as opposed to a running quarterback, if that makes sense. Has improved his recognition and processing speed and has been impressive in the last 2 years in the XFL, USFL, and all the various iterations. So I like this pickup in terms of the Vikings picking up another developmental quarterback. Again, I don't think this says all the aspersions on Jaren Hall. I think this makes more sense because teams generally have 4 quarterbacks on the 90-man roster. Now, I would love to see Ta'amu on this team throughout the duration of training camp. That would have been better, but it's better late than never. And if they're bringing him in to get a look at him this final week and potentially use a practice squad spot on him, I'm for it, man. I always say, especially with the expanded practice squads, why not have 4 quarterbacks in your sphere at all times, where they're sitting in them meetings, where they're getting those mental reps and maybe a few practice reps here or there, and it just makes sense, man. Just makes sense. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings apparently are signing XFL superstar quarterback Jordan Ta'amu. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.